All right, welcome everyone to the Sagittarius solar eclipse reading at 12 degrees. Got my Buddha pants on, ready to go, got my energy drink, and let's get started. So, first off, I want to thank everybody who has come with me on the journey thus far this year. It has been a wild ride. We are accumulating to the end. It is just about ready to be December. We are just a couple days before December when I'm recording this. And as we do at the Sabbath, start of the new year, starting with Samhain, it's really time for me and in my practices to look at the year ahead, to start to plan, start to vision, start to lay out the foundation. And with that, I wanted to let you know before we get into the reading, some of the amazing things that are happening at Habitual Sages. I even wrote down a little list so I didn't forget anything. So first off, typically all of these readings are collective readings. And I am so excited that starting in December with the December full moon, I'm going to be upgrading these readings to individual signs. So every moon, so both the full moon, the new moon, and as well as Sabbats, I'll be doing individual sign readings versus a collective reading for that time frame. I'm also going to be separating out the astrology and going to be offering a brand new series, a brand new playlist on YouTube for the astrology. And that is also going to start in December with the December month overview and then a look at 2022. And we'll look at each month then going forward into 2022 and what that looks like. Super excited to be offering that and changing those things up a little bit. And one of the things that I'm most excited about is I have started a Patreon page. And that's where I am going to be diving even deeper and doing more detailed readings, astrology overviews, the rituals that I do, speaking on those, really digging into what Sabbats are, and how you can incorporate, or maybe you even already incorporate some of them into your life, and just sharing more content about this crazy journey we're on. It's really a space of cultivation. It's really a space of a place to, just create individuation and growth and really move forward on this journey. Again, we're all on a journey individually and collectively together. So December, I'll be diving more into the 2022 key aspects. I'm going to do some Venus and Capricorn stuff because that's a whole journey right there that needs dedication and time to it. And then also the eclipses that are happening in 2022. We are changing. In fact, that is part of what this reading is all about, is this change that is coming through as the nodes shift into different signs. We will now be on the Taurus Scorpio axis. Scorpionic energy is one of my favorite energies to work with. So super excited for this to come up. And all of those details are going to be found on my Patreon page. I'll leave all of the links below in the description box so you know where to find me. The subscription for right now is only $3.33 a month. And you're going to gain access to a lot of really cool information. Now, $3.33, that could go up in the future. So definitely make sure that you get in while it's still the $3.33 and start accessing, and just let's start building this community even more. So that was where I wanted to start at. Thank you for allowing me to get all of that out. Let's get to the reading. So we've got a Sagittarius solar eclipse. It is at 12 degrees of Sag. It's going to happen on December 3rd, 9:44 Hawaiian time, and that is PM. So for most of the rest of the country, that is going to be happening on December 4th in the very, very wee hours of the new day. It is a new moon. All solar eclipses are a new moon, and it's actually the second and final eclipse of this eclipse season. So we just had an eclipse That would have been the lunar eclipse that just occurred. We are now moving into its partner, the solar eclipse. And this is the end. It's an accumulation. It's so bittersweet. The nodes are moving on. The nodes are going, instead of being from this Gemini Sagittarius axis, they are moving on to Scorpio and Taurus, which is what we saw at that lunar eclipse. We got a taste of. That was the opening. That was this like breaking in and breaking new ground. And now we're here at this accumulation, an 18-month cycle journey of the nodes in these signs where they have just been working with us. It's a big, this moon especially is a big death and rebirth cycle, right? So you have this accumulation of all of your learnings in these signs. You get to look back over the last 18 months and go, wow, okay, this is the journey I've been on. And then you get to close that chapter and immediately open up into this amazing, fresh, new energy, which again is those nodes moving into new signs. It's, I love this card right here, this solar eclipse card. It says revolution. And that's what we're doing. We're in the middle of a revolution. We're in the middle of a revolution of what we've learned and accumulated, the growth that we have seen. Mercury is really working with this moon. It's conjunct with this moon. So it's this expansive possibility. Sag is all about the opening. It's all about the grandeur. It's Jupiter. It's the expansion. So Mercury being here really allows us to think bigger. It allows us to expand what we know. It's telling us and giving us permission to, yes, this is all that you learned. Now go bigger. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen those memes on Instagram or on Facebook or on social media where it's just this simple statement, nah, bigger, God. That's this energy. It's go bigger. Keep rolling. Keep seeing beyond what you thought was possible. It's time to move forward, moving on to the next beginning. There is this energy of diligence that's coming in. That's my key word for December is diligence. It's practical application. And we do have other aspects here with Pluto, Venus, and Mars all being in this mixture, and then Saturn just lovingly in Aquarius, telling us that there's practical applications of things. Even though this is a new beginning, this is time to sit down and start writing out what that looks like. Start mapping the journey of your Capricorn season of climbing that mountain, getting to the top. It is that time now to do all of that. And it's time to start walking. It's time to put one foot in front of the other, to have that diligence to do so, to have the fortitude to go where you need to go. So again, all things come and all things change with ease and grace, as Ripples in the Matrix would say. So we are going to be looking a little different as we look into this moon. We're going to do our Ori, or our higher self. We're going to do the heart self, the heart space, what our hearts are telling us, and then what the physical energy is around us. So what is our Ori giving us for this solar eclipse in Sag? Three of Pentacles. And what is our heart space during this solar eclipse in Sag? What's the heart space, solar eclipse in Sag? Heart space. One. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Very exciting. And what is our physical? What's the physical? Beautiful. Eight of Wands. Lots of energy here. Lots of great energy here. All right. Even have some of that great expansion stones, Lumerian stones here. All right, so with the Three of Pentacles, what is our higher self wanting us to know? What is our higher self wanting us to know during this eclipse? Thank you. And what about the heart space? What do we need to know in the heart space during this eclipse? Seven of Swords. Whoa. Okay. King of Swords. King of Pentacles. Beautiful. All right, so let's take a look at this. So, again, changing up the way we read a little bit. We are looking at what are our higher self. Ori is the Yoruba word for your higher consciousness, what guides you. What our higher self is looking at is the Three of Pentacles. So this is the overall energy that the higher self is coming in with. And the Three of Pentacles, three is a very sturdy number. It's a very, you think of a stool, the three pegs, the three points in a triangle. It's a very diligent, very sturdy, very stable energy. And pentacles are all about the earth. That's our monetary things. That could actually be physical money. It could be things that are tangible, like material goods, those sorts of things. So our higher self during this solar eclipse is bringing in this energy of stability, of, maybe there have been things that you've wanted to start that hasn't gotten off the ground yet. Maybe your vision's been foggy, Neptune in Pisces has been, and that energy is just getting bigger as Jupiter goes into Pisces as well at the end of December. So there can be this veil, there can be this level of uncertainty. There may have been, I've been working towards this idea very diligently, right? I have been crafting and cultivating, and I've seen little bits here and I've seen little bits come in here, but it hasn't really landed. It hasn't come into this King of Pentacles energy where, the Ten of Pentacles is there. It hasn't really come to its full fruition. And what our higher self is telling us is this is the stable ground from which you build upon. Foundation has to be there. Foundation, all of this energy that you have worked through during this Sagittarius and Gemini South Node and North Node transit, all of this 18-month cycle in this eclipse season has come down to this accumulation of foundation of stability. And you've gotten there through strength. And it's not just the strength that you have, that you have accumulated over the 18 months, but it's also the strength to see this through, to continue to build upon your foundation. Your higher self knows. Whether that, you believe in a higher self, you believe in God, you believe in the universe, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whatever that is for you, there is strength there. You have cultivated that strength. You have wrestled the lion. You have taken that wounded part of you, the part that needed reassurance and needed healing and needed to release the fear of your greatness, of doing what it is, this wounded lion. And instead of just leaving it out in the periphery, you have decided to come in and embrace it. You have decided to come in and build your foundation and really cultivate and be diligent about that and be loving and nurturing towards that and toward yourself in order to get to where we're going, in order to get to this final end in this new beginning, this death and rebirth cycle. In our heart space, we have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is new beginning all around. Our heart is on fire right now. And what a season, right? We've just entered into Sag season of a fire sign. It is time. It is time for this change. It is time for our hearts to be lit up. You know, a lot of times this energy during this time of the year wants us and could be calling for us to physically, in our physical realm, take a step back, to, nurture yourself and hibernate and do all of this. And like self-care and self-love. And all of that is incredibly important. There's a space in hibernating that doesn't just mean to go to bed and to wait for, spring to arrive. There is space within hibernation that you can start to kindle your fire. You can keep your fire burning. You can come up with these new ideas, because hibernation is much like the Hermit card, right? It's this internal sense. It's this going within. It's connecting to these higher spaces and really like getting the messages. Again, Mercury is here. Go bigger. Think bigger. And it is in this mental space. So this new fire is coming into our heart, because maybe you got the message already, or maybe you're coming into these messages of, my gosh, okay, this is what I can do next. This is how I can move forward with that. And you feel this spark of energy in your soul, in your heart chakra, in your solar plexus. And you're like, that's exactly where I want to go. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to bring that energy in. I want to fast act that. I want to do that. And you can still self-love and self-care through that. You can still have this fire and this passion burning within you, and allow that to accumulate while you spend time with your family, while you celebrate the holiday season, while you enjoy this kind of finality of darkness, right? We're coming to this space where night becomes the longest. That's what Yule is. And as we get closer and closer, you can enjoy all of those things and nurture and self-love through them. But don't let that stifle the heart space. Don't let that stifle the fire that's building within you for the next journey, because Yule brings in Capricorn season. Capricorn season is not about sitting down. It is not about, okay, I'm not going to climb that mountain. No, it is diligent work. And again, that is December's word, diligence. So keep that fire. And speaking of diligence, 7 of Swords. So here is, here's a man carrying 5 swords, right? 5 signifies change. He has 2 swords already planted. So again, to me in the heart space, that's that idea. There's been an idea. There has been swords planted, staked in the ground, and saying, I'm ready for that idea. That is an idea I want to work towards. That's an idea I want to accumulate. And now your job is to take those other 5 swords and start to plant them in the ground wherever you need to, in order to bring forth this vision, bring forth what you want to manifest within the next year, within the next quarter, within, 2023 in general. Again, this is the last time that we're in this cycle for 8 years. So this could be an 8-year journey from what you've learned during this nodal transit, to what you're going to be carrying forward the next 8 years, what you're going to be looking for in this next round. So there's this, the 7 of Swords can often be read as burden. And I don't see that with the Ace of Wands here, especially in the heart space. It's really, if you look at it, he is facing this Ace of Wands, right? He is facing his truth. He is willing to carry these swords to build this foundation, to stay in his strength and in his power in order to accumulate and in order to see this vision to reality. Because in the physical realm, we have more wands and we have more swords. So lots of communication, lots of thinking, lots of fast action forward. And in our physical space, we have the Eight of Wands right there as our general energy. And these Eight of Wands, this is probably outside of the Knight of Wands, one of the fastest moving cards in the minor arcana. This is like all arrows go. Things are going to be coming in fast and heavy, right? You've built this foundation up in your, your higher self with your Ori, your guidance. You have this idea, this spark of energy in your heart space. You're going to start seeing things that are going to align to that, especially as Jupiter comes into Pisces and starts working with Neptune. There is a whole energy system about ready to come in that is just literally going to be dropping things into your reality that is going to continue to propel you on this amazing trajectory. Keep going, right? And it's really great that this came out because this really depicts for me, just like Sagittarius, right? Sagittarian energy is the energy of the archer. It's the energy of the bow and arrow. It's the energy of pulling back your bow and letting your arrow fly, knowing you can hit your target. You have all of that in front of you. And this really reminds me of that. It reminds me of pulling back 8 arrows and letting them fly, and 8 targets are coming out. Bullseyes, each one. And that, though, you have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to bring that energy and let that energy in. And the King of Swords is here as support. So as things come in, the universe is all about our resolve and testing that resolve and finding where our diligence is and giving us space to ensure that we are on our journey. They're little checkpoints. Some people call them catalyst points or check marks or these little stations around. And that's what I see the King of Swords being is as these wands start finding their targets, as these just beautiful golden drops, synchronicities start coming in and start fulfilling all of this that you're setting, all of the manifestations that you're looking to bring in, you're going to have to channel this King of Swords energy, because there are going to be things that you are going to need to say no to. There are going to be things that don't exactly align with your manifestations. There are going to be not just things, but people, contracts. There could be offers. There could be alliances. There could be opportunities, travel. We are in Sag season. It is a very big sign of travel. There could be all of these things that start getting dropped into your reality, and you are going to have to pull on your strength, on all of this foundation that you have built over these last 18 months, the lessons that Sag and Gemini have taught you over the last 18 months, and say, yes, that is for me. That aligns with my values now. It aligns with what I'm trying to create, or it doesn't. And no is a complete sentence. And it's in that diligence, again, the key word for December, diligence. It is within that diligence that you end up grounding in everything that you need, because the guidance and this overall accumulation when you're done is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Money, abundance, prosperity, material goods, the things that you need in the physical realm to project you forward, to help you living a more fulfilled and a more rewarding life, your happiness, your joy. The King of Pentacles is in this position, right? Like, look at how much bounty is here. This is full harvest, right? He has had a very bountiful season. He has got the harvest. He has got enough. We have a bunch of these grapes here. There is enough here to bring him through to spring, right? To Ostara, to Beltane, where we start setting and sowing the seeds for our next harvest, right? That's what this next season is for. It's what Capricorn season is for, Aquarius season is for, and Pisces season is for. It's not in necessarily planting the seeds and nurturing them and growing them. That is more Aries and Taurus season, and going beyond that. But this is really about, what seeds do I need to plant in the next year? What did I have enough this year to get me through? If I didn't, where can I make those adjustments? And it's this constant conversation with yourself. It's knowing where to place and plant your flag in these areas. And, knowing here that if all of this energy comes to fruition, you're going to have plenty. You're going to have more than enough. You're going to have enough to even share. The foundation is built. The spark has been made. Let your arrow go. Shoot those arrows. Make them fly. Be diligent about what you want. Be diligent about where you're going. Be diligent about who you let on that journey. Be diligent about what you need to say yes to, what you need to say no to, and what you need to put in a parking lot for later. Be diligent. Trust your process. Hold your vision. The King of Pentacles is here. Prosperity, abundance is here. All right. That has been your reading. Again, thank you so much for being with me on this journey this year. It has been a wild ride these last 18 months. It was awesome and amazing, and I can't wait to see what Taurus and Scorpio bring into this next eclipse season and into this next cycle. Once again, my Patreon information will be listed below. Where you can find me to book private readings with me will be listed below as well. All of the socials, everywhere you can find me and join me, will be in the description box, as well as making sure you got your Buddha pants. We just live in these things. They're the best. All of that will be below. If you found value in this, I really hope that you like, subscribe, and share with fellow seekers that are on this journey, that are looking for a little guidance and looking to have a little fun and just spread love and joy. Thank you. Thank you so much. It has been my honor.